let's see how this one goes. Russia versus India on Mendocino. Using the California tile set. So you can see researching stagecoach on one trade route does not research it on the other. That was one of the little notes on the screen. It is very true. These are two separate trade routes.
They're not, though. They actually do link. So,
so
it's like a false tip.
Oh, so it's a tip. Well, that's interesting. This time, A's, it's still a 200 wood start, but starting with 40 and 50 coin in his base as well. So maybe some real potential for hunting dogs, which is not something you might usually do as Russia. We will see what happens. Let's put the control shift F on though, so we can see the line of sight. A's coming across a 2 settler treasure, not something he'll be able to get soon, but let's take a look before we get into the scouting too much what the India player is. Here he is, red. Not so fortunate, 4 XP in his base, 30 coins, that's not too bad as well, but has opted to go straight for the Tomahawk treasure.
Yep, and he's off to an early start with the Tomahawk treasure. I'm not sure if Ace did not see this, but he's got a villager treasure in the back of his base. He's picking up the 40 food, and really, I mean, I'm not sure what the Tomahawk's going to do for him here, but it should give him some nice early control to set up that aggro fort that he's going to be wanting to put right in the middle of the map, would be my guess. Just knowing Somppu's style.
Yeah, look, this is going to make getting this Native American warrior a lot easier as well. So he's going to have a nice little army. Oh, he's not going to go for that. Okay, that might be a waste of time. The settler treasure that you alluded to, Control Shift F again. No, he cannot see it, because I cannot see it. In the back of his base, you say. Ah, yes, over here. It's a shame that I've not got my camera on. I quite like being the cameraman, but today is not that, so never mind. Hasn't seen that treasure, though. So actually, he appears like he will be going for the native scout here. He's sort of in the area, but doesn't look like he's going to be going up, so no contention. And I don't really think he wants to get involved over there anyway. Yeah,
and this is actually huge for Somppu, because when you get the second Native American unit, that really makes it hard for Russia to blockhouse. And really, both these civs want to take map control of their tower barracks building, right, which is the blockhouse or the aggro fort. And with both these Native Americans, A's is going to have a tough time kind of doing what Russia really wants to do.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. Siege damage, although it be small on these units, definitely adds up, especially on a building that's being constructed. That blockhouse could have a hard time if he gets it, if his opponent happens to scout or tries to build it forward. Do you think he might be relegated to having to put it in his base, make a defensive blockhouse? I mean, he can see that his opponent's just got these treasures. More interestingly, though, we do have 60 wood over here and lots of people in the area.
Yeah,
there he is.
The Native American warriors here are going to come in big and start doing damage to the native scout, I would guess. I don't think Ace is going to be in any trouble, though. He can't get snared by anything that's here. And really, the bigger deal is that he can't blockhouse forward. I mean, if he tries to do it, it would be a pretty big gamble, and he'd have to somehow maybe distract those Native American units or something.
Yeah. Keep them in the area. Keep fighting over there where he was.
Yeah. And if you look at the resources right now, always good to check on how the players are doing age up time-wise. Looks like A's is just about to get his 800 food in, and he's been idle for a little bit, which is normal for Russia, but he's up now, and this will be when we see where he decides to blockhouse. India, on the other hand, has one villager right up here. Looks like it's probably going to be a defensive aggro, like in this-ish area, with hurting some hunts. Which I quite like, because that really controls a lot of the map with the cliffs and the choke. Yeah, defensive aggro fort going down in base, actually, even with his advantage.
Still wants to keep it fairly...
It makes sense. I mean, Russia can put a lot of pressure on you early in this matchup, so even if he is able to use the Native American warriors to deny the blockhouse, that just gives him more time to boom with his aggro fort in base.
Over here we do have the Native American scout has found where Aizamk wants to put the trade. Put it on. He's not going to build it there afterwards.
These Native American warriors have just been throwing monkey wrenches in everything that Ace is trying to do this game.
So why over there though?
The warrior or the trade post?
The trade post.
Well, I think he was trying to build it in a spot that's the furthest away from his town center, because then it makes the India player have to choose: do I want to put pressure, in the base or on the right TP? And that's exactly the same reason why Somppu's building his where he is.
Okay, so you have to choose, and if they go for the trading post, it offers a lot of extra walking distance before those units can start being useful again. So no trading post there. Blockhouse, there is no idle. Perhaps it's going to be in base then, or perhaps not at all. I wouldn't be surprised.
500 food, he's FFing, man, don't you think? 700 gold on the way. That's right. My read is this is going to be a 20 vil FF.
All right, and that doesn't seem so crazy given the native scouts and stuff. His opponent's committed to this very defensive blockhouse. Perhaps doing something different would be good.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. He's kind of. I don't think that it would be a successful play to go blockhouse in base against India. So definitely the right call here. Native scout coming in. Both sides are just scouting out right now, and the villager treasure being picked up as well by A's in the top of the map here.
Oh, he
Quite
does
nice.
get that then. Nice.
That'll help him hurt in this hunt. Really nice for him. And yeah, there's a 700 gold.
Has arrived. We'll be advancing to the Fortress Age. Russia, though, I'm trying to remember. I don't think they have an age up first.
Yeah, meanwhile, Somppu's just sent distributivism, and he's got his market up, and I think he's just going to be content to boom away here, having seen no military buildings anywhere. I wonder, though, if he was kind of... I wonder if he's wondering where the blockhouse is, because he didn't see it in base, and maybe he's wondering if it's hidden somewhere.
Like on the side of the map or something.
Yeah, but he'll know soon enough when Ace pops up to the Fortress Age here. And, you know, unfortunately, he did not get the TP, though, so he's not going to have a shipment ready to go here.
Yeah.
5 Cossack. Interesting.
Wicked.
The wicked Cossacks.
Yes. Okay, well, there's still a pretty good shipment, right? He's going to put some pressure on with that, maybe get some work done whilst he's aging.
Yeah,
Russia has an age up first option?
Yeah, they've used it as well. And I mean, that's actually quite interesting. If you look at this, Ace has no military building and no resources to produce military with, but these 5 Cossack are going to totally confuse Somppu. I mean, he's not expecting 5 Cossack to show up at this time after seeing a Fortress Age pop. And meanwhile, he's trying to put on the pressure on the front door. Gosh, I hope Ace can get some defense up here in time. With no military building, it's going to be a tall order.
He does have a shipment available, though. That will...
Yeah, I wish I would have seen what his population went up to.
Not sure. Well, I guess that would give you some indication of what's on the way here. Do you think he can get a house down? I mean, he's got the town centre there to provide some supporting cover. Does lose
Oh, saves the Vil! He's got
what a pro!
Oh my gosh, saves another Vil, and he is thinning out the Strelets, which tells me 5 Cav Archers is on the way. Or the Seaboy, which tells me 5 Cav Archers is on the way.
Get those Vils back in the town centre, Ace. No, no! Okay, it's fine.
He's got to keep doing that to buy time, but he also has no resources for minutes either. I mean, he can't even do like any A's shenanigans and pop out a bunch of units here.
Unless he's already queued them and then is cancelling the queue and putting them back in.
Well, that
house
could
does
be.
go down.
Here, the Cav Archers are popping like right around now, and we'll see how they do.
There they are, Cav Archer. The
Vils to block the Seaboy. And good thing about Cav Archers here, having the hand resist makes them really good against this Seaboy melee attack. And A's these 2 Vils, is he going to save them? He saves both the Vils and cleans up everything in his base.
And then the Cossacks come back just in time as well.
Yeah, now he's just in the Fortress Age with, you know, a good number of Vils. He only idled probably 1 batch here, and Somppu really doesn't have any way to put the pressure on any further.
Yeah, and those Seaboys, they'll do much damage to the Cossack.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, getting back there.
Good micro base here,
doing
kiting
damage
these away.
whilst they're moving onto the... Oh, that's not so good, though. Onto the cavalry archers.
Yeah, ideally you would kite, but
down.
they also have a lot of melee resist, so as you can see, you know, unlike goons, they do quite well against melee Seaboys. And all of a sudden, the A's expedition force is on the prowl here, and it looks like Somppu's going to be on the back foot for the next few minutes here while he kind of resets up his mass.
How many villagers did Somppu lose in his base?
That's a good question. Villagers lost.
I certainly saw 1.
He lost 2 villas. A's lost 0.
Oh, that's really nice. He did.
Yeah, but A's did have idle. A's did have a lot of idle time though, so Somppu's still doing damage, just not damage that we can see.
Yeah.
If you look at text complete,
out
though,
there. No, they're not. They're not going to walk in.
Oh,
No, no.
that's okay.
They're going back. Oh, that would have been.
He's gonna go for this. I think he's gonna take the snare at the Cossacks and really force this to be, you know, eat a couple cannon volleys, which is really good for him.
That already makes it worth the hand attack he took on the cavalry. Can he get another volley off? Not quite. How do you feel about that? I mean, obviously those Cossacks took damage from the sepoys there, but he did get one volley from the cannons. Roughly even? Or do you think Ace came out slightly on top?
I mean, I think it was probably a little bit good for Somppu, actually, now that I look at it, because I think some of his Cav Archers took damage too. And really, I mean, is Ace going to build, stable? I think he's going to go Cav Archer and try to roll with the 2 Falcons. And I love this play here. Sending these 2 Falcons over to the left when there's just nothing better he can do with them, because he has no Cav Archers to defend them. So he's just going to play in this corner with the cannons and clean out the TP real quick.
And he's not afraid of something. That's something I would never do, right? I'd be afraid of some Sawars or something. I guess Ace has a better sense of what's likely to be being trained or on the way. And he knows that they're not likely to be. It's very unlikely for them to be dead. Meanwhile, back in Red's base, we do see another villager go down. Perhaps he can get the second one there.
Yeah, he's going to get the second one, I think. No,
do you think it's a 0.5 multiplier? Does force the sentry pop, though.
Yeah, but in his own base, he's getting dunked a little bit here. There's a lot of infantry units in his base.
Yeah. Okay, but equally, like they're annoying each other. I think he did get one last villager as well. So actually, had 2 villagers in the red base went down. Not sure how many for blue wasn't there looking. Perhaps you saw.
Yeah,
he's coming back in. Is he going to get a shot?
This will be Ace's first vill. If he loses, he doesn't. He saves it. That's the value. That's the value of Greatcoat right there. Anytime you save even 1 vill with Greatcoat, it's paid off. So A's nicely saving that vill and eating some of these sheep that he's found on the map to accelerate his economy. 11 muskets coming out. Do you think this is go time for him to get out on the map and start pushing the aggro now?
Yeah, well, that's the defense he needs for those. Right, they've cleaned that trading, and now they're going to rendezvous with the musketeers at the aggro fort. There looks okay. He's got the wonder in the back. This is the right time to be pushing. Then, if that's the case, he's just sunk all those resources into aging up. Cannons now in position, going to be attacking that wonder there. Oh no, the house.
Yeah, that's good. It's just 2 shots to take out a house, so may as well.
Oh, with the reduced HP on ESOC patch, of course they're cheaper as well. That's nice. Yeah, that's actually really strong.
Yeah, what he doesn't know is that Somppu's aging right now, and he has no military here, so really he can just get all the way underneath this aggro like he's doing right now, because he wants to siege this as fast as possible, both to save HP on the Falcons and just be pushing down faster. He really wants to kill us before Somppu can call the ceasefire, basically. And meanwhile, in Ace's base, Minutemen, Cav Archers, and Infantry just having a brawl here, and really beneficial trade where Ace only loses here 2 Cav Archers and cleans out all the pressure at home, so he can now focus on the front door.
Yeah, no. Okay.
And he's gonna get it. He gets the aggro before the age of 2, so he can't even ceasefire and can I get a few more cannonball shots off.
Okay, now what's next target? I suppose 2 houses originally just because they're easy to kill and they were, high value things to kill, and then after that move on to the aggro fort. He's up to the next stage there. He's up with the coin. I wonder if Ace can stop him from getting that. Obviously going to need it for military production.
I mean, we all know what's coming, right? It's got to be, he's overpopped. I guarantee you there's Urumi in the queue, and he's going to use a ceasefire if he needs to make sure that he gets it out, so there's no way Ace is stopping this. I have a feeling we're going to see Ace step back in a second when the ceasefire gets called. Okay, and there it is. He should actually probably retreat entirely because the Urumi will pop.
How far is good though? Do you want to stay here, like where the units are now?
I mean, I think in this case you may actually have to run all the way because you probably can't beat the Urumi even if you get a good engage on them.
Okay, so they're out.
5 Oakbree's coming out. I do quite like this play. He might be able to get in and kill the town center now.
Oh, okay, but I was going to ask, how do you feel about attacking that town center when, ceasefire, when he saw him get up to the next stage, perhaps just kill other buildings then, because ceasefire is available, Urumi are likely to come. Or do you think now that the Appreciatics are here, Minutemen as well, Ottoman Consulate, is he just going to go for it?
I like having the Oakbree here, actually. They will do really well against the Urumi, and the cannonballs need to be totally focused on the Urumi as well. Gosh, Seaboy coming in too. This is exactly why I said I think he may have just had to run. Wow. Each cannonball one shot to Urumi. But I think this is why I thought he just had to run. Nice job here by Somppu to clean this up and kind of deny the cannon pressure on the town center.
Okay, those cavalry archers are idle there. Ooh. I'm sure Ace will notice in a moment and get them away. No, 1 does go down. Okay. 1.5, 2.
The Opry also getting cleaned up here by the 1 HP minutes.
All right, I think this is a nice point in the game to take a step back and think about what's happened. Let's take a look at the unit, the village upgrades. So A's getting steel caps in now. So obviously dogs. Oh, Mensch have arrived. We'll discuss that in a minute. But got his grey coats and the gang sword as well. Losing more cavalry archers. That's pretty sad. On the other hand, it looks like we have Imperial bureaucracy through and professional hunters, as well as the first wood upgrade for.
Yeah, Somppu's market upgrades weren't too strong until he got Imperial bureaucracy in that kind of later time. But getting this town center up is quite nice because there's really not a lot of siege for A's, so he should be totally able to hold on to the map control he's got.
Yeah, I was going to click the recalculated. It looks like Somppu's 10 villages up. He's got his second town center down as well. I think, although there's 2 cavalry archers in the back, being a nuisance.
They got a vill, actually. He identified a 1 HP vill and nicely picked it off. I think there's only 1 vill that's left that's actually low HP for him to even get, and that's on the mine at home. So it's going to be hard for A's to get more damage, but Opry's, on the other hand, can definitely kill vills at full HP.
Yeah, no, those guys they've got some pretty insane multipliers, specifically against villages. Certainly a cavalry unit that's capable of that. Does lose one of the cavalry archers there to the Sepoys.
But
big
how is he going to deal with this?
Towards the base.
Yeah, how is he going to deal with the push at home?
Well, he's got nothing here, is he? Let's take a look. Manchu is already out.
He has a shipment on the way right now, for sure, just based on his XP bar. So I wonder if he's going to send 20 Strelets or something. I don't know.
This is quite a high siege army as well. It's something he needs to be worried about.
1,000
wood.
No.
That could be problematic.
That's going to be it will be problematic. He's going to have to try to gather that as best he can.
Okay. Do you think so? If we take a look, what's going on near Somppu's second town center? There's a lot of there's pressure over here, but it's not the same siege potential. He's not going to be able to do the same sort of lasting damage. I mean, these villages will go in the town center, but the Sepoy in his own base, those can really tear the buildings down. I feel like there's more work is being done.
He has to just go home and defend because, like you said, he can't really win the siege battle and. Somppu already has 3 town centers up, so he's really taking advantage of the cheaper town centers and also just India's ability to gather wood really quickly. And at this point, it's like what does A's do? He's got a ton of Sepoy all over the map on him. Like he's getting raided down here. Blockhouse just barely finishing in time, and I mean he's really getting boxed out of the map here by not having an answer to these Sepoy.
Oh, okay. And that's just following those bullets around, but they've been found by another group of red units being intercepted there. It looks like, though, they're just out of range now and hopefully be able to get away. 2 cavalry archers coming back. Are they going to try and snare just to delay let the villagers get away?
Yeah, they're trying to get the villagers out here, it looks like.
Oh, but the villagers have stopped, Days. That's not what you wanted. Okay, he's moving. It's still okay. It's still okay. All right, but Somppu is 20 villages up here. It's not looking pretty.
A's did get this other town center up though, and it's interesting. Both players kind of building town centers, hugging the corners of the map here, just trying to stay as far away from the conflict as possible. They've almost redrawn the battle lines entirely now.
And this is quite a nice town center. Resources as well. There's that hunt and there's a coin mine very close by. British East India Company now coming in, and the pressure is arriving.
Basically.
Right, the pressure is arriving at this town centre. He does have his army nearby. Has he got a shipment ready? Not unless there's one on the way right now. Villagers get in the town centre. And looks like
he should have a shipment on the way now, I would think.
He's going for well, he's researching veteran Strelets, so perhaps it's going to be a Strelet shipment.
Yeah, and I love this. Like he's using his mobility and the fact that all those units are killing his town center just to try to get back in this game by catching the reinforcements.
Yeah.
Strelet combat. Okay. These Strelets all of a sudden went from being 72 HP to like 102. They'll have the better ending finishes, I think. 108.
108 HP there. Nice. More Strelets coming in and the other units coming around the side. Remember, those reinforcing units from Somppu will not arrive here. Strelets do obviously multipliers against the Sepoy, but Sepoy particularly good musketeer. I think, though, this is...
Yeah, what scares me about this is that A's is kind of he through necessity used a lot of his cav archers on Sepoy, and now when there's a small army of cav coming in, he doesn't have the anti-cav to deal with it. These 3 hussars really.
I think they have this battle here. A nice start. He's
I don't know.
very similar direction. He is going to neutralize 80 wood.
Yeah, I think
He's going to be quite.
he
clean.
does.
That really could open up. All right, GG. That was an interesting game, though. I quite enjoyed that. What he goes for.
Yeah,
Take a look
that's
at the
exactly
blue
what we were talking about, right? The decision to go back in.
Yeah, okay, that's
when
fair.
the Rumi were coming
Going down.
with the army you had.
Yeah, that's actually
that was the
probably a
mistake.
much better thing to
And
do.
yeah, that's
right.
Somppu's so right about that.
and
The
he can,
ceasefire is what
head in
gives
that
him the
direction
time
and
to
build
always
trading
go
posts as
to
well. In the
Urania.
meantime, though, Somppu picking up some of the smaller treasures, going for the 40. That was a really interesting game, actually, and it comes as well. That one moment you here he is on the left-hand side, color blue, collecting some wood for his villagers. We shall see what happens then with the trading post situation.
Yeah, well, that and the
India
native
coming
treasure in the
towards
early
here.
game kind of forcing.
Yeah, but when you get this treasure
plan.
spawn
I don't know
on
if
this
this
map,
always
it's
is
very
very
hard
hard.
to-
Like you can finish it
good
before they
thing,
can
right?
realistically get to you. So
Yeah,
no risk
it
here.
could-
And
this could have
Age is
just been
definitely going to
gonna
get a
do
TP. You can
all
see he's already chopped the extra. Yeah, I mean you look at all the resources gathered. Like
Oh, that's really perfect as well. It's like exactly 20, no over, no more, no less.
They
Alright,
did
nicely
chop it
done.
from 3
Game
different
number
trees,
1
which
in
is
this best
interesting.
of, I believe. Fair enough. And these elephants not really going to threaten much damage either. They don't exactly have a very high damage here when it does half against explorers. And it's only 4 to begin with. Really quite low. They're much better against treasure guards. And speaking of those, not going to be going for the nearly mature cougar. Oh, looks like Ryan has a text. Is this the... There's 3 chokes. No, there's 4 chokes in this one, isn't there?
They changed it so it's got 4 chokes now. I kind of like that. Well, yeah, 5 chokes technically, but
Oh, 2 chokes and the middle one. Alright.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. Let's take a look at the treasure situation so far. So, Somppu coming across 30. There's actually quite a lot of small treasures here, which I think is going to...
Somppu's been getting quite a few of those as well.
Yeah, so that does favour him, but Russia has had the opportunity to put down a trading post, and with that 80 wood. So as far as H1 goes,
Native Scout as well, which is he's just had a really nice run here. I mean, he's just been doing good things the entire time. You know, like you said, 80 wood to TP to a Native Scout. He has
That's really
probably
nice
very
for
little
Russia.
vision, but he's been busy, so the
We
Scout
can
will
see-
help make up for that.
Yeah, he's not really gone very far, but the Scout is going to change things and make it a lot better. So A's probably going to be really happy with his position in Age 1. Somppu getting all these small treasures. So
East
unlike
India men
India
coming
men
in.
coming in, which for those that don't know is the fishing ship card, similar to Pioneers, I suppose. Take a look and read exactly what it does here. Delivers a dock rickshaw, and fishing boats cost 20 wood less. So what do you think of this? Ordinarily, we'd expect to see distributivism from India.
Sompu's been doing this a lot lately. India now has a Schooner's card basically, and other civs don't have it anymore. I mean, 50 wood boats is pretty darn close to 40, and if you consider the dock wagon costs 200 wood, like your first. So let's say your first, what is that?
Yeah.
It's 10 wood. It's only 10 wood more per boat. So your first 20 boats are basically Schooner's boats or better. So
Yeah,
it is better than Schooner's at this point.
Perhaps ship schooners needs a dock wagon to make it better again. For those that are wondering what on earth we're talking about, the ESOC patch that we're playing on decreases the cost of boats from 100 wood to 70 wood. So that makes schooners not quite as good. You have to build a considerable number of boats for it to be worth it. And just building ordinarily boats without schooners is probably better. So India, one of the few civs with schooners, you're saying now, because, well, in effect, a schooner that is useful because of the dock wagon that comes with it. So that's interesting. Agrifort still going down, though. And interestingly enough, actually, Aza sent the Eco Theory. I think that's also... both players sending fairly non-standard Age 1 cards. We'd expect from both of them here to see the wood trickle. Not the case here.
Yeah. I really like the fishing boats because he's able to run the dock, and with the cheaper housing, he's able to run the dock and the TC without any idle time on either in transition. So he ends up with a really huge eco when he gets into colonial. It's probably better than going TPs as India, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems really good.
You can train, so there's almost no idle time.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think that this build is one of the reasons that Sampu's been doing so well. It puts him ahead of the metagame in a way because of how well the build performs.
That's didn't quite get that last shot on the coyote there. Tried to though. Somppu and ESOC to the next stage first.
Yep, and Russia, meanwhile, sending a couple vills up to the top here. Looks like it's going to be a sneaky blockhouse in the back, which I wonder how that's going to work with the fact that Somppu's already been able to build four more vills in the form of these boats than a typical opener would have. I guess he doesn't have distributivism though, so.
What eco theory? Obviously, it's usually quite slow. It's how many villages he got? He's got 20 villages, so it's just 2 villager shipment.
Yeah, well, I mean, distributivism is only 2.5 vills, so it's not. It'll be breaking even with that pretty soon.
Okay. So you think it's comparable?
Yeah, I wonder what A's is doing. Like, look at he's got these 2 vills just standing here. He's blocking, but he's gonna FF again? 700 gold is probably on the way, if I had to guess.
Huh, well that would explain why I went for eco-theory then, because only distributivism only gives wood, whereas this is helpful for all other kinds of resources. Backcurting that hunt, look at that.
Yeah.
Those deers being pushed away. I wonder if that was deliberate. Knowing A's, it probably was. Also, it wants scouting information anyway, to see what's going on here. Got to make sure the A's actually an aggro fort down.
Yeah, and A's will be up any second now, and Somppu's in that vulnerable moment where he's only built 2 sepoys so far this entire game, and he's just been booming really hard. It shows he's up by 12 economic unit population, but A's should be up really soon. And this game he did get to get a TP, and he did get to build a forward blockhouse and do all the things that he would have wanted to do with this build.
Yeah, that you wouldn't usually able to get. 700 wood coming down as well, presumably for the houses. Is he in transition? I think so.
Yeah, he's aging slowly, so we might see a massive Strelitz up by this blockhouse, followed by, the conversion card. I almost wonder if we're going to see.
The musketeer.
He has it in deck. Yeah, he's building a second blockhouse too. I mean, this could very well be the build.
The reforms card.
You wouldn't age slowly if you were going to do anything else. I mean, you'd want to age fast just to get your shipments rolling and your vills back in production. But
yeah.
But yeah, there it is. I think that's what we're going to see is a huge timing push, which is, quite frankly, exactly what you want to do against someone who's going for a dock boom. You really want to hit them with a hard timing in early fortress and then boom behind it.
I've seen Ace do this before. Perhaps doing his homework. Seen Somppu play all day.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see how this build's going to go. I think it could be the right counter build to all the fishing we've been seeing. He's sending 13 Strelitz as well. Wow. So he really wants to go. He wants to move fast. Timing, right? Yeah, I mean that just tells me he wants to be really fast, right? Because he's only going to get one more shipment, which I guess has to be the Suvorov reforms. He's not even going to get the cannons. I think he's just going to know Somppu only makes sepoy anyway, so I can just go full musket, like
full musket.
Full musket. He's got to get up enough resources for the veterancy though. And
what do you think he does? Is his very first Fortress Age card? Yeah, his very first card is going to be the.
It has to be Suvorov reforms. He doesn't want to lose anything here. Well, I guess he does want to take. He does want to take this fight because of how good they do against sepoy. But
well, yeah, Strelitz are pretty good against musketeers. So.
Maybe he doesn't even need to Suvorov them yet. It's on the way now, but.
Well, what do you do? Like, just try and kill these Strelitz, and then when some cav turn up, oh no, your Strelitz turn into musketeers all of a sudden.
Yeah, and anything that's at low HP, by the way, from like these splashes, if it lives, it will still convert into a full HP musket. So only
Is
one.
That true?
I think so. Only one Strelitz lost so far. We'll find out. The card's about halfway in right now.
Okay, I'm gonna hold the Alt key so he can see.
Yeah, I am as well. He's lost 4 or 5 Strelitz so far. Minutes coming out now. This conversion card's about to finish.
Yeah.
That stomp is huge, but again, remember the splash, they'll all convert to full HP. He's buying time, and around now they should convert. There they are.
There you go! No, they don't get full HP, but your game sense is immaculate.
They don't. I thought they did, but the veterancy tech almost in here, and this experience is going to give A's another shipment, which he's going to use for the Falconets. He really needs to get that pass from the rickshaw, wherever it is. Get your own Fog of War. It's about halfway down the line.
How do you feel about him coming in so early? It feels to me Towers are not full anymore, buddy.
Yeah, well now he's gonna get. I mean, there's no guarantee he wins this game. It is 20 vills to 50, so Ace has to win on this push. And I like that he's taking out the 2 houses here.
the one house.
Yeah, the one house. Yeah, it gives him some more room to siege this aggro down. But now, I mean, look, Somppu reacting accordingly, putting these 4 Soar to use. He's going to go raid.
Yeah. Do a bit of damage with them.
Yeah, I mean,
try and make some use, because they're certainly not useful up near these musketeers. The aggro fort almost down.
Yeah, but Somppu rebuilding by the shore. I wonder if he's going to have a 2 caravel cart on the way or something to abuse the water. Meanwhile, A's, as we were talking about, I don't think he will be building any more military units beyond these 5 muskets for a while. He's just going to focus on villager production and the 2 Falcons popping out in a couple seconds here to come roll with the muskets.
Do you think the Falcons will be pretty useful fighting near the coast if his opponent does send caravels or something like that?
I think so, yeah. Oh, this is really big. Ace has to catch this and start firing now.
Yeah.
Losing a couple muskets there, and now he's going to run away. Where are those falconets?
Perhaps he just doesn't have the shipment available.
Maybe he didn't send it right when he got it. There it is. There.
There it is, yeah.
And getting snared up here a little bit, but that's okay because he was already running towards his Falcons are coming. Market going to spot for it, so Seaboy smartly running away here, and A's knows he's got to put the pressure on with this musketeer push before too much anti-cannon comes out.
Anti-cannon. One volley off.
Wow, another big volley coming here. Oh.
Doesn't quite manage to get it in, sadly, there, but he's now got sort of tempo now back in his favour. Somppu not able to stay there and fight, and is now with these cannons able to get some work done, taking down that house, and now
and housing it, Somppu too. Look at Somppu's resources as well. He is floating a ton of resources in his house, so killing that one house was really big.
Yeah, you can't spend anything. It's getting really tough to do that. Very little access to wood perhaps as well. No, he's just slammed a bunch of houses down. That's where his wood's gone.
Yeah,
town center though is going to be going down
today. Town center definitely going down, and all these vills going in. I think this is a desperation hold for him. He's trying to punch down one cannon, and he's cleaning off every punching vill here. The one Soar coming in as well.
How well are these cannons going to trade on the second?
Yeah, it's got to be the Seaboy just barreling into these cannons, and I think he's got maybe one more volley after this. But at what cost, right?
One more shot. No, unlucky.
Look at all the musketeer rolling in too, though, and they are vet muskets.
Okay, he's managed to defend his town.
I don't think
he's managed to kill he's managed to kill the falconets.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because there's still 50 muskets in his base, and he did not make Gurkha. He made Soar. So, but it's amazing. Even after losing 20 villagers, look at the economic situation. I mean, this is still a game of Somppu trying to hold for time while he somehow stabilizes. Where are all these vills? Back in the corner, I guess, over here.
Yeah. In the meantime, raid approaching Aizamk's town there. 5 villages on this wood line, and they're going to get attacked. That's a shame. Going to lose some villages there. So even more of a disparity. Thing is, though. How is he doing on resources? Is Somppu able to actually make anything? Yes, the population is back in his favor.
Yeah, but look at so he's going to start making military units here, and he might actually be able to hold once he gets more Gurkha rolling. But all of his houses here just hanging out. Remember, these are 800 HP buildings. They die fast, and yeah, I mean 2 caravel coming in now. I don't know if those will be able to help.
Yeah, well. I don't know if they're necessarily in range. Everything should have been built a bit closer to the coast for that to be helpful.
They're in range of these.
If they are in range, okay, so that is an effective deterrent. He's going to have to get away. He can't stay close to the shoreline now with this offshore support.
Yeah, he can shot. I think he can get some of the houses, but
just finish the ones that he's been sieging off and then get out of here.
Yeah, probably. I think he's trying to dock up on the right. Blockhouse going up. It's gonna finish. It finishes just in time, but he's got to redirect the fire from the units to the warship manually.
Yeah.
And Somppu castling up as well. But these vills caught totally out of position here. If Ace sees this, it could be a huge turning point for the game. To put him right in the economic lead.
It's clearly scouted. He's now going in there. Can he kill some villages? Where are they going to garrison? One caravel comes down.
They can get in the boat. Oh, the caravel. They get in the caravel.
Yeah, they're going to get in there. How many can he get there? You know, he's only 10 behind. And remember, Ace has the economic unit, pardon me, has the economic theory working along for him. I suppose, though, Somppu does have that large wood trickle, so it's not quite, so obviously it's still...
Yeah, but look at the military population. A's losing a lot of muskets to this boat, and At this point, militarily, Sompu's equal in population, which is not where you want to be. I mean, even the veteran muskets are worse by stat line than the Sepoy in H2.
Yeah. And these 4 gonna go down. This is looking quite tough, I think.
I mean, A's continuing to siege down free houses, which is not bad for him at all. I mean, this is
there are
hundreds
some
of
villages.
of wood.
Look,
He built the caravel too. Town center going up for Sompu. Oh, he lost his TC. I was wondering how that happened.
Oh yeah,
This is
he's
a crazy game. He's popping villas out of his caravel that he ran away now. Just a nuts. This game is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, though that red caravel taking some damage, it's not being too effective. I guess he's running it up towards his musketeers, and over there it's going to be kind of defended in a sense, because the musketeers can fire at this blue caravel.
I hope he
with
notices.
The graphics on, neither of them have a mast, which is quite funny how they're actually able to move. Running around the map there.
Several Strelets coming in here. Sompu knows at this point he just needs to keep making Sepoy, which is what he always does. So I'm guessing that
so
Unison Q
shouldn't be too
Sepoy.
difficult.
Oh, he's got Gurkha in Q. Good. He does really honestly need Gurkha. So hopefully using those back 2 Raxes to avoid the pressure from A's here.
A's has managed to bounce back in population. I guess that's sort of what Russia does, though. This boat here on the coast, the red caravel went down. I feel like it didn't really.
Well, he had sent 1k wood and 17 Strelets, and I love this play. A's is recognized with all the chaos going on right now. The best thing he can do is get his Zico back in the game. He also with the stealth native scout knows this is coming, the Sepoy, and he can actually catch this off guard and maybe even clean it up.
Yeah, that's interesting. Certainly get villages away at any rate. Do you think he can catch that? I mean, well, if he can, that's quite a lot of musketeers. That fight's going to go very well for A's.
Yeah.
Where's he heading to?
And they've passed each other, and Sompu's definitely walking straight to here. So it might just end up not. He knew about it. It might just end up not paying off.
Okay, he's walking towards his army, so that's fine.
That's okay. He's going to lose maybe 3 villas here.
Yeah, and then those units have to get away.
3 villas. But look at the villagers lost. Sompu's lost 23. A's has lost 11. So those little raids that Sompu's been doing are what's keeping him economically in the lead here.
Yeah, making sure he's killing villagers.
Yeah,
got to clean up these musks with 3 hussars.
At the same time, you gotta look at where Sompu is. His economy's in a really weird spot. Like last game, he was able to send 2 cards that just made his fishing boats gather faster, and he was able to age up the fortress really cleanly. And now if you look at where he's sitting, he's forced to send these shipments like 10 Tiger Claws, and he has to build Gurkha and Sepoy. There's no Urumi here to make his push stronger, and A's is going to go and add Falconets into the mix too.
Oh, and look at this! Managed to catch these.
Oh my gosh, this is a game-winning catcher, cleaning up every Sepoy here for 1 villager. Oh, yep, 1 villager. And that's huge too, because the Tiger Claws now, what you want to do with the Tiger Claws is have them tank while your Sepoy are shooting, and now he's got no Sepoy for those Tiger Claws to tank for.
Yep. Falconet just going into queue now. Just gotten some resources enough to queue it up there. 1,000 gold was shipped earlier, so I imagine that's what he's funding the production with. And that really is going to be the nail in the coffin, don't you think? Once he starts getting, a whole bunch of Falconets out, then it doesn't matter. The SomppuKunkku's mostly infantry army, although Tiger Claws I think is sort of like cavalry. It's not the point. And also going to be very effective against the boats. Not to mention all these buildings as well.
Oh no! Don't fight so soon.
Unless the cannons are about to pop right now. There they are. Okay. 3 Falcons, but still lost a few units, which is not helpful.
He's got to focus those on the Sepoy now, though. Oh my gosh. Huge volleys from the cannons.
Plus 11s absolutely everywhere. Really nice. And Sompu not wanting to stay anywhere near these cannons.
And the nice thing about this is it lets him, because the Falcons are first of all siege, you get in there quick, and he can stay out of range of any caravel action by just firing from a range with the Falcons. And at this point, I think Sompu just has to age up, and if you look, he's floating 1,000 wood, so really in a tough spot.
What do you do with 1,000 wood? Make some castles?
What I would do is probably pull all my vills off of wood, use it to keep making vills. I think he's already made all the fishing boats he needs.
Yeah, well, he's going to run out of fish at some point, isn't he? And then that's not going to be too good.
Yeah, he's
Ace
only
has evened
got-
out the economic unit population. They're quite an even game now, and ahead on military as well.
And
Although these are, of
refrigeration
course,
coming
Russian
in.
units. That is true. Getting quite far ahead. Really, really nice to see.
Yeah, but you also said even on military population, and although it is Russian units, he does have 3 falconets in there, which are, if anything, more pop effective than any other unit.
You know, 5 pop, aren't they? So.
Somppu getting into base and doing some damage here.
Nothing here really to stop him. What do you think of sieging the town centre instead of houses or something like that? Is he just trying to get those vills out, really force a response?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's right for him to siege the town center. He knows there's no units, no production nearby. My gut tells me Ace is just going to let that TC go, and he's just going to jam right into this town center down here.
Kill his town centre swap.
And it's the perfect time. It's the perfect time to do this because we all knew that Somppu had to age here, and Ace obviously has picked up on that too, and putting the pressure on right as Somppu drops the wonder. There won't even be time to ceasefire this. I don't think this should go down well before the age up.
Well, he's got what, three falconers there. Of course, there's so much siege potential. Certainly a lot more. Fighting with the villagers, Minutemen coming out, or fighting just long enough to get Minutemen out. Always worth doing, as your opponent doesn't get XP for killing those.
Yeah, and I love what Ace is doing here by sending units all over the place and trying to do as much damage as possible.
You should be looking for, well, the villagers, near this wonder.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we could find them. Oh, A's not catching this. Lots of vills dying here. Somppu cleaning them up, but they're gonna make their grand escape to another warship.
Did he train a caravel specifically to? Is he
Yeah,
stuck?
he did. He did train a caravel just to do that. It's not stuck. He's just firing on the units. He's gonna on-garrison on the coast as well, I'm guessing, and not relocate them. But look at this. Like he killed Somppu's caravel on the bottom as well. So. This now leaves the door wide open for something like a frigate shipment if Ace has it to land in the pond. He doesn't. He'd have to build one, but
He doesn't have. This is a purely land deck. That's yeah.
But look at Somppu's housing situation. It just you know you're in trouble when well that's actually what he can use the wood on. He can drop a bunch of houses with it.
Oh, he
And a
preemptively
new
saw
town
he'd
center.
lose all his houses.
A new pocket of Somppu. He's gotten the turtling thing down. Wow, look at this. Like 2 falcons going one way, little ball of stuff going up here to catch this.
This
Oh.
Falc's sort of. I'm gonna shoot the fishing base. That's not too. I guess it's like a villager kill in a way. What do you shoot here?
Oh wow, did you see that? That Falconite got stomped out of going into bombard mode.
What, did it cancel the?
Yeah, when a Falconite gets stomped mid animation switch, it like restarts the animation.
Oh, that's brutal. That's a lot of fire.
Yeah,
This is the
a couple fishing boats dying here. I think this could be a very big opportunity for Somppu now, because I mean, if he brings his army back and gets a Yurumi pop here, he could potentially clean up everything that Ace has. And economically, like, it's almost like Ace overextended a little bit. Now these 2 Falcons are getting caught out by infantry. Oh, run! He's got reinforcements coming too, and I think they'll be all right. But
Yeah, thankfully they have a 75% range resist. Yeah, they can't follow now, right? Surely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Okay,
Ace
so
really
that's-
wants to get on the water here. That's Somppu's most vulnerable point is his water eco right now.
There's the Yurumi. The Yurumi swordsman on the way. I think he's probably anticipating that that's probably here now. That Strelet might even see them if he's lucky. Yeah. Whether or not he's looking is a different question, but
Hopefully so.
Ace, fairly good game sense, probably knows that Yurumi are on the board and isn't going to be hanging around, needs to get back somewhere, probably near his production, near a town centre, that kind of thing. The military population's fairly even. More importantly, the economy's huge deficit we saw earlier. Ace managed to even it back up, got on the water on his side, and the advantage he has there, ceasefire being activated.
He can't run the Falcons now.
No, he can't. We can't. Just going to follow. That's
Yeah, they just get
That's
followed. He has to spread them. He has to fan them
one in
out.
each direction.
If anything, he has to actually. He almost wants to keep them away from his other units because of the Yurumi. Oh, that one Falconet's making it out, and the other one's on the run too. Will it get away? No,
Okay,
it
that's
won't. Wow, I
No,
cannot...
but still, that was very well dealt with, given the...
Given how bad it could have gone. No, he's going to unpack and fight. That's a good thing to do. He wants to get shots off on the back line, not the Irumi. Oh, apparently he wants the Irumi shot.
They're both going to die. Okay.
Oh, I didn't get a shot.
It was reasonably well dealt with, though.
That was
A's
the best
still
he could
back
have
in.
done.
And I wonder how much longer Somppu's fishing economy is going to last. You know, there's only a finite amount of resources in the ocean.
Well,
A's obviously getting on there a bit later, so it's going to last longer. Of course, there are the whales, but there is that.
Yeah, I mean, there's 12 boats worth of whales, so Somppu's really only got 6 boats to lose here.
Okay, that's not. It's an absolute hunt. It's sort of in the middle of the map here.
You got this? Yeah, this is pretty
Yeah.
important for the game, I think.
You think that's going to be a point of contention? In fact, there's actually quite a lot of hunt everywhere.
We have to really consider that. Like, look at Somppu's food income. He's only got 10 bills on food. 6 of those are boats that will be deleted. Actually, 8 of them are boats. 6 of which will be deleted. So.
Strelic combat.
Wait, actually, no. All 10. Sorry, all 10 of those.
Oh, do we have the Urumi approaching? Look at this, Ryan. They're all bunched up. Is this going to be
good for? I think good for
A's.
A's. I think it's good for A's.
Panic units to focus them down.
How about that? How to end the mix.
And a Mahu as well.
Yeah, he's got to clean up the Urumi before he can deal with the Mahu because they do damage to the muskets, which he needs.
Yeah.
What is it?
They're so powerful.
God, the cost effectiveness of this trade is crazy.
He's got to be very careful to make sure he's focus firing these units. All right then. Now what?
Now we
Going to
just
hang
try to
combat
kill the
against
Mahu, which
and
and
then
then the
Strelitz on
Strelitz,
the-
yeah. But look at there's no way they're ever. Oh, he's gonna have to actually micro though. That's the problem here. You have to micro the Howdah if you want to get the infinite value.
They are surprisingly fast. How is he? Do you think he's got a unit? Can he make one?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, the monks can heal, can't they? How quickly do they heal? Is it the same as a?
no,
as a...
much slower.
Okay. Still though, it's probably worth having it. All right. It is worth pointing out. No, it's not.
Ace definitely has the map control, and he's got muskets running all over the place. I love this blockhouse line too. He's really isolating Somppu into this little pocket. Although, gosh, this Falconet is just going to get absolutely destroyed. I don't know why Ace is even going in.
In the meantime, Ace does have musketeers up its location to block these houses. Right, this Falcon not looking pretty. It's going to get shot down there. Can he finish off one of the Howdahs? No, neither of them are.
He killed one Howdah earlier, but
Oh, he managed to kill it, did he? Nice. Okay, so Falconet dying there, sadly, for Ace.
yeah, this is not a bad trade for him because he's just got veteran Strelics poking away with Strelic combat.
Yeah, that's true. And in the back of this, Aizamk adding in his third town centre now, almost 3/4 complete on the top side of his map.
And he's not going to be able to get out to get food. I mean, this is his last year, and he's got 280 food left of fish left. So, how does Somppu get his food for the sepoys now? You know,
It's looking tough. This is a really cool game.
it really is. I mean, this town center too, brilliant. I mean, if he's able to set that up, then maybe he can start controlling the big hunt we said would be a contention point.
What do? Just send 8 villagers over there and wall on the town centre?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just got to swarm that and try to hold it.
Yeah, well, whilst Ace is on the back foot. Culverin's coming out. I wonder. He's got this. This going to deal with this frigate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems appropriate.
Is he going to see the town center? He doesn't see it.
Not yet. How do you feel about the Culverins, though? Do you think 2 is too many? Maybe 1.
Yeah, but then if you make 1, then it just dies to the frig. I don't know. I think I would have just made more Falcons, quite frankly. I'm not worried about the water. It's out of fish. Like, who cares if a frigate is over there shooting at something? There's nothing even on the coast to protect. Oh, he is going to catch this town center.
That's just in time.
At the best time, too. He gets a ton of resources now. And the Manchu...
Okay, this is definitely a power spike. That town center not going up. Somppu are going to be really, really frustrated with that. He was really banking on that town center going up to give him access to some of the hunts. 3 Hussars coming through. Will they find a raid? There's quite a lot of villagers on this coin mine over here. Thankfully, they're blockhouse, so I'm not sure it's going to be limited damage. Finds the mill, or the Boris Paddy field. whilst getting a lot of villager kills in the process there, denying this food location, cannot get onto those hunts, and had to build this mill here. And
the Mahu are going for the flank. And these Manchu were very well timed, and I mean, sure, these culverins were just a complete waste, but...
What do you think of this little of the map here? There's this little pocket. Can he exploit the fact that there's this weird hill?
I think he's already done that. I mean, he's got a great angle here, and the Manchu are going at this. But the Frigg is clearing out the culverins. 200 HP left on this Frigg. One culverin shot away.
Can he get you those Strelets and the Musks? Are they going to siege it? No, the Frigg are going to get away from there, and now he's having to leave. Okay, so did lose some villagers on the rice paddy, but at least it's not gone.
Oh,
he is able
that's where his other Manchu went. I was wondering. Look at A's. He must have seen the Hussar somehow, and he's got a couple Manchu out here.
Yeah, but they're being attacked. Not tomorrow though. They are,
they have melee resist. Or actually, yeah, they have melee resist.
And they're incredibly high health units anyway, given, well, they're mercenaries, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
They will clean up these Mahouts with the other Manchu as well. Does the monk count as cavalry?
No, they don't get bonuses. Like bow riders don't get bonuses against the explorers.
I don't know how I feel about that. It's not important. Alright, fighting near 3 blockhouses now, this is nice.
Yeah, and this one low HP.
The
3 Falx! Wow, and that volley just pushed away all the sepoy. And he actually shoots down the elephant with the cannons. And, I mean, Somppu's entire army is really just built on shipments at this point, so it's going to be a slow roll for him to replenish. Monastery up, and only Barbary Corsairs available as well. So not going to be any mercenary gimmicks coming out here. Somppu really has to solve this food crisis.
We do have meta.
Oh my gosh. Now this is what I'm talking about. I want to see the stable and the town center go up at the same time.
That's I think A's is going to spot that one. Bit of an ambitious location for... There is hunt there, though, I suppose. It's a place to collect.
Yeah, ambitious or desperate. Building a town center for 4 goats.
Well, there's that other goats. There's more goat pockets just further off, but have to herd them in. This stable, though, as soon as it gets up, is going to see that town center.
5 Barbary Corsairs were made. I thought he would just give up on that plan, but I guess he's all in on the Merc plan now.
Well, I guess like when you've got nothing to spend there. Let's take a look. Are they out? Where are they?
Yeah, they're at the stable. And they're actually going to kill 3 vills here. So this is just a wild game. They
got 28 hand attack. I mean, like that's like a hussar. They're quite expensive hussars. Well, the 200 gold hussars. That's not great, but it's alright.
Wait, A's also put 5 Barbary Corsairs in the queue and canceled them.
I mean, they're anti right? They're protecting Falcon. I mean, Russia doesn't usually have access to a pikeman, so that's quite interesting.
Yeah, and now Somppu just setting up mills over here.
Did get the town center up. This is a funny place for rice paddies. I guess it's away from the conflict, though.
He's just killing mills out here left and right.
Well, they don't.
A's didn't cancel them.
They do. It's quite good.
He did build it. We have Barbary Corsairs going at it, mano-y-mano in the middle of the map.
What a game! How often do you see Barbary Corsairs fighting each other? Pirate Wars, Age of Pirates. Here we.
I think Somppu's trying to get up a castle to maybe train 1 siege elephant here. But, I mean, gosh, it's going to take him forever to get out 1 siege elephant with the resource income he's got.
But it does, like, going on over here, like, all of this siege, 4 falconets, all of these muskets, just tearing through all of these buildings, this town centre, and all of these houses. It's so much that Somppu's going to lose.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a second town centre in the back there, so it's actually 2 town centres in this location that he's kind of lost. What's
amazing about Somppu's play is you look at the economic population, and most players at this point have like 10 vills left when they're doing this type of style, but like he's got siege elephant shipment in, he still has 63 vills, and he's like putting pressure all over the map. Like he's raiding here, he's raiding here. Yeah, spies on these Corsair. I can't wait to see some spies in use here.
Oh, that's interesting.
And since they're sieging, he'll miss it. And they will actually do quite well.
What is it? They're doing 5 times 20, which is
100.
100 damage. That's quite strong. Actually.
Seems pretty good. Yep.
Yeah, especially when they're not noticing. Does clean up those raids.
Wow, those are so expensive too. Barbaric Corsairs are not cheap.
Yeah.
That was 1,000 gold that he just killed there with the spies.
Okay. Looks like the army in his base is starting to dwindle. Couple of hussars here. able to take out this. Well, if they focus the Falcon, it should be able to take that. It looks like that's what they're going to go and do. Moving on to that Culverin here. I wonder if we can take these down just in time. Obviously, the Manchu quite high damage does manage to survive the Culverin there.
I mean, he's somehow held this town center at the bottom corner of the map. Like, it's still up and alive. And they're both at equal vills because his raids have brought Somppu's...
God, you're right. That's been so effective, those raids. Last time I checked, he had, like, that bar was well in favor of A's. Definitely pretty even now. Still, very large disparity in terms of units. But if Somppu can keep the pressure up like he has been, and, he has this frigate here working away, providing he doesn't lose that, that does protect... It locks down this corner of the map where all the houses are. So that's going to be very hard for A's to get to.
Oh my gosh. That carrot, look at the frigate still shooting.
Somppu for a second, though, doesn't think he's continuing anymore. And I think that's a fair assessment. A valiant effort, but that is a lot of military to deal with. And what happens as soon as this consulate goes down? They're going to walk up to these rice paddies where all these villages are. And those, once they disappear... Well, how come he's gathering... there's a couple of sheep in there. I wonder if he's got many upgrades for... Who knows? But that was My Back is Rip. I am not surprised. A's is playing from a hotel room, I believe. Currently not at home at the moment, and probably sitting on the bed or something like that with the laptop, which doesn't sound comfortable. But a nice game. Score is now 1-1. Sadly for A's, there is another game, so his back is going to be even more rip. This one I really enjoyed. It did take quite a long time to get going, but well worth the wait. Thank you very much for watching so far. If you're staying tuned. But everybody, welcome back to SomppuKunkku versus Aizamk. This is game number 3 in a best-of-3 series between them. There has been some breaks in between. We did the first 2 games in a row, and then we took a quick break whilst we casted Maito and versus his opponent. We're now returning to this series for the final game. The score is 1-1. So the winner of this match will be the winner of the series and progress through to the grand finals of the Mono-Civ Cup, which is weekend number 2 of the ESOC Grand Tour. Spawning in the north of the map. In the colour blue, we do have SomppuKunkku playing as India. Here he is, picking himself up a nice 10 gold treasure and 35 food as well. Now going for 60 XP. And he gets that in before his first shipment. Nice little jump there. I'm going to be getting that first shipment out sooner rather than later. Let's take a look at his opponent, Russia. Here he is, Aizamk, in the south of the map, playing in the red. Has elected not to go for that 30 coin, is wanting to get out onto the map and find some bigger treasures. Has he found anything so far? No. 35 food, I guess that will help him age up. 80 wood, this is where it pays off, and we'll be able to... make use of that extra exploring time, not going for that. Leaves 100 wood on the floor as well. This is interesting. He now has 180 wood, should he desire. That makes trading post during transition reasonable? What do you think?
Likely, I think. Last game we saw this, he did go for the TP. What is going on here? Is he going to crack shot that? Okay, there we go.
He is.
Man, he's just getting absolutely worked over by these cougars here on the 80 wood treasure. Losing 230 HP, a little bit of a slip up there. Hopefully won't bother him too much because of how weak the Indian monks are. And what is he going to do with this extra 80 wood? Looks like nothing actually. I think he may not be doing the TP that he usually does.
Well, perhaps. Well, yeah, he'd need to collect that wood crate and gather 20 wood. Not doing that at the moment. Perhaps he'll use the wood for a early block. Then we'll see what he has in mind.
I'm betting it's a TP in transition, and he's just not doing it because he doesn't want to have idle villager time, which he might already have with a couple of these deers wandering, but that the Russian age up time is so hard to get right, especially when you don't have the extra food crate.
Yeah, that's true. How do you feel about that, though? I mean, age up time, pardon me, idle time, definitely not something you want, but is it worth taking some idle time to get the trading post up? I mean, it is only 20
not.
wood.
It's probably better just to get it in transition.
Okay, and that's because obviously town centre time is valuable, plus, more importantly, getting up to the next stage on time and sending those shipments and doing everything that happens in the colonial age is definitely valuable. 75 wood here as well. That's a nice treasure for India. A's was in that area, but did not see that one, sadly for him.
Yeah, he just barely missed it, and that will really equalize the treasures here, and probably put Somppu in a pretty good lead, treasure-wise.
Yeah, healing is... It does get the age up in. looks like Somppu is now going up to the next stage. Healing is Monk, whilst I presume the stun is recharging. Let's take a look at Aizamk. What's he doing? They're going for 55 coin with a crack shot. That's still not too bad. I think the next line of action is to get that Explorer inside this Gaia factory and then get it up and running again so that he has a factory on his team. God, that would be so broken. God, there's so much stuff here. You know, in Age of Empires 2, where you walk up to something that's Mother Nature and it just like turns into your team.
Yeah, like converting a building. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not in Age of Empires 3, thankfully, on this map at least. Agrifort going down, fairly defensive next to this hunt here. Ace does spot that, wants to see what his opponent's up to. No shenaniganry, and it is the Agrifort. Bringing his hunts in now with those villagers. A's doing the same, I would imagine. Not quite just yet, still chopping some wood there. Plenty of hunt around his TC, but there is one up near this mill that he could be bringing in. Imagine we'll do so in a bit. Now has 250 wood, and is going to be using that for a forward blockhouse, I would imagine. Look at this! 3 villagers coming forward. 3! Gonna slam down this blockhouse ASAP.
Perfectly
and
placed
using that
as well.
80 wood treasure for a sooner blockhouse rather than trading post or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be very aggressive this game. 3 different styles coming out from A's, each game a very different style. And I think this time is probably the right time for some aggression. Although, if you look at Somppu's base, the hunts are really well contained. It's more the mine situation that's going to be very tough for him. And I almost wonder if that's what motivated putting these villagers in the blockhouse right on this gold mine.
Yeah.
India, very gold-heavy civ as well. And if we look at units in the queue, 5 muskets instantaneously coming in and overpopping himself. So that means we're also going to see 13 strelets, it must be, because you can't overpop by 10 with anything else. So 13 strelets on the way, and 5 muskets on the way as well. And this is going to put a lot of pressure on these 2 Seaboy and Elephant combo that we always see defending.
Yeah, and
Seaboy in the queue as well.
Worth pointing out, Aizamk did not send an Age 1 shipment, so is saving that here for the extra military shipment, the extra pressure in Age 2. So foregoing that early economy for some pressure here. Let's see if he can make it work. Looks like Somppu fairly well set up. Lots of hunts in his base, not doing too well. Not doing too badly. That Agrifort, 3 coming out of it. We do see 3 Sepoys here. It looks like we've got some units coming out as the 13 Strelet shipment has arrived, and this is now time to push in and see what he can get done. Does lose a Strelet. Losing units, walking in and out. This is not what he was hoping for. Not finding any villages to shoot. They're all very close to the town center. 300
export in for Somppu, and I fully expect we'll see an Ottoman consulate coming up really soon, which will give him all the utility that he needs to be able to defend this, because he'll have access to 16 population worth of minutes. Oh, he goes British right away. He's going to do Redcoat Musketeers, and that actually might be a blunder here, as more and more Strelets are pouring into his base, and the 5 Cossack shipment now online. Oh my gosh, 4 swords! Well, though.
That was coming out.
The Redcoats have not gotten here yet. The Redcoats are still not in.
Yeah, and that's going to be problematic. Not as many units as he needs. The Cossacks doing a good job against the Sawars. Sawars, of course, with that multiplier to make them very awkward versus cavalry here. Still able to push back, though, with the Minutemen, the Centuries, or whatever they're called. I forget which one is which. Redcoats have now arrived, though, and now pushing all the way back to this blockhouse. 5 Musketeers. Oh, that stomp! And again! 5 muskets about to pop.
There's some village. There's a good amount of villagers in here as well. Or 1 villager in here?
God, where did he get all these units from? Holy crap. 4 Cossacks coming out. God, these elephants doing so much work, tanking all of this damage from the Strelets. And obviously that wants to be going on to the Musketeers, where it's extra effective with the bonus damage. Musketeers coming out as well. Sentries joining the fray, plus this random villager as well. The sheer strength coming from these Indian units, those Redcoats, plus the Sepoy and the Gurkha. Now walking back here. 5 to join up with those 5 Sepoys, I would imagine. Doesn't want to fight under this blockhouse anymore. But nicely well defended, reasonably quite well.
Yeah, this could be a fast game here. Ace is out of military shipments and has no military units in the queue right now and no resources to produce them. He is probably giving up this blockhouse.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to keep that. I mean, he's just spent 3 shipments in a row. But you'd think someone doing that would be quite far ahead.
Yeah, he's got a new blockhouse at home. He's giving up keeping this gold mine in map control that he was originally aiming for. And this is going to be so tough for him to hold. Once he loses this blockhouse, he's behind by 15 vills to 27. So that means he hasn't trained a single vill the entire game. And that aggression just didn't pay off. Like, and on top of the training no vills for his aggression, he's losing his forward blockhouse.
Yeah. That's brutal. That's going to be really, really frustrating. Is really hoping to achieve a lot more with that early push, with that early pressure. I don't think he managed to kill any villagers. Somppu had them all nicely in his town, quite close to the town center, none vulnerable, no stragglers. Wasn't able to shoot any, and A's just walking in and out of his base, taking damage from that home city, and then...
Forsoar popped right on top of him.
Ouch.
This market is forming a nice little wall here. It's going to get run into right away, and that's actually A's main source of food, and he's just making only 5 muskets here, so which don't do anything to counter the infantry ball coming out from the India player.
This is quite a nice market. It's so frustrating to get around.
10
It always
Strelets in the
blends
queue
in
now.
with the other markets so that you don't know it's rare. Maybe you just forget that that's Aizamk's building because it's surrounded by another building. Okay, coming into Aza's base here, taking damage from that blockhouse. He's looking for something to kill. He's looking where are the... That would be good. Gonna shoot those villagers. Ace, you need to get them out of the way.
Oh no, Soar!
He's now trapped, he's snared. Those bills gonna get executed. Thankfully, Musk's good against the Sawar, but walking around, taking damage from the infantry there whilst he's following the Sawar around. Still
And
the best
the ever annoying elephants coming in now to cause even more pain.
Thankfully, Strelets and Minutemen are here, though. 700 coin now arriving for A's. What can he add in with that? I don't know. That's a really awkward shipment to have right now. There's no stable for him to make Cossacks out of with it.
Yeah,
And
it really is an awkward situation for him to be in. At this point, I think he's just completely out of the game. I mean, he has no ego left, and Somppu can just kind of do whatever he wants.
Yeah, much higher military as well. Just going to keep him penned into his base here, and as you say, do whatever he wants. Aizamk almost out of food as well, this bison. Down just to 300 left in it is the last bison. It won't last long with all those villagers there. Look at the Sour on top of these Strelets now, and the Sepoy / infantry are going for camel attack coming in. Even more pressure. Villagers forced into that town center, losing one I think there as well. What do? Do you just stand here even though it's not cost effective? I mean, that's all his villagers.
He can do whatever he wants. His opponent's gathering 0 resources, and he has 40 villagers on resources right now, so...
Oh, wow.
Here comes
So that
5
previous... Yeah. Like, the only hope there was Somppu didn't notice them. Gonna take out those Sepoys. Sorry, the Sour.
Yeah, most of them.
But... some of them. But this supporting infantry, it's just not cost effective. Like, he's just lost...
There's 19 vills in the town center.
Oh, that's so bad, isn't it? Especially when only 10 can fire.
Yeah. I mean, he's
More
cleaned it
Sepoy
up
joining
now,
the
but
fray.
where is he ever going to gather food again? Besides his the last bison that we talked about.
Maybe you sneak out onto some random corner of the map, perhaps over here by the bottom trading post on the left-hand side.
Yeah, there's
Maybe
usually a
this-
hunt over there.
Maybe he can go there and get some hunt, but it's just like, it's so out in the open, it only takes Somppu to think, oh, where is he gathering? I'll try this hunt over here.
Yeah, and Sompu's just playing this very, very cautiously at this point. And if you
600
look,
coin coming in as well.
At this point, I think Ace is just kind of, figuring out his exit strategy. Because the score is now double, 50 score at 12 minutes, and this blockhouse going down will probably be the resigning moment for Ace. No, he's going to try to put up another one. Persistent.
I've seen crazier things from A's. But
This would be the craziest thing I've ever seen from Ace. He has no hunt left.
Yeah. Well, in this case, he's playing against Somppu, who's quite skilled and knows what he's doing, and Somppu would have to make some crazy mistakes, and Ace would have to do some miracle working. Coming down with the Sepoy here, going to shoot these villagers on the blockhouse. Thankfully, they're all very low HP, so blockhouse should go up in time and get that villager inside. Does die. just hanging around here is so irritating. What can Ace do? He's just like, go away. I want to like do something with these villagers, but he just can't. He can't do anything. Look at the Sour now coming down, forcing those villagers back in. Wherever he goes, Ace is just annoyed. He just can't do it. God, that's got to be annoying. And just taking out these houses and just this presence of military in the area stops the villagers from doing anything. Looks like he's managed to get out undetected. He's now just going to walk off to some corner of the map to gather food.
Yeah, that TP might reveal.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Somppu's gonna. He's gonna go for the next house, probably.
Yeah, there's still 12 villagers inside the town centre though, so keeping that fire, which is efficient.
Yeah.
2 villagers on the wood there. If he can get these villagers to gather some food, then maybe he can make some military units, but still, going to be very, very tough. GG, that last house going down here. No mistakes from Somppu.
Yeah, very well played by him.
Yeah, it's like missing a hunt. Definitely felt very food lackluster. Was I cutting out, or has it been okay?
It was good.
It wasn't really a hunt issue. Brutal.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know, like, when you're in those positions, like, he was looking at his map, he's like, I've got no hunt left, like, this, like, what's going on here? But really, it was just...
It's not that he had no hunt, it was that he had no ability to go and get the hunt that was there.
He had no presence on the map because of how bad... Like, if you look at that first fight, you know, big pop of units from Somppu all the way up to 20 pop from 5, which is exactly how you want to crush a push as India. And really cost-effective fights on the first fight. The second fight, much less cost-effective, but that was taking place in Aze's base, so